What's up? Father cries racism over a 12-year-old, 13 and 15-year-old, and everything. He's crying racism because his son is 12-year-old raped a 12-year-old girl. It was a 12-year-old boy, 13-year-old boy, and a 15-year-old boy raped a 12-year-old girl. But the father of the 12-year-old son is calling racism because his son is getting in prison for rape and everything, for raping his 12-year-old girl. My point is this: if your son was old enough to rape a girl, he's old enough to spend time in prison. This happened 4 days ago. I've been doing more research about it and everything. And quite frankly, that just shows you how stupid some things is. I'm going to keep on. There's going to be more information about it, so let's go ahead and get into the video, shall we?
That's the mother of 12-year-old Josiah Jones screaming at anyone who would listen after today's court hearing as her son faces charges as an adult in a case involving the rape of a 12-year-old girl.
I don't care if they get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years. Guess what? I'm going to always feel like that's a mother, as a woman. I'm going to always feel like it's not enough.
The girl's mother speaking to Local 10 recently saying she just wants justice for her daughter. According to police, the girl was leaving a friend's home when she encountered the boys near a community garden in Overtown. Investigators allege 13-year-old Nelson Nunez raped her, while 12-year-old Josiah Jones and Xavier Tyson, who was 14 at the time, restrained her. Police say Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. All three boys are being charged as adults. The victim says it went on for about 30 minutes, and the boys stopped when they heard her father calling her name. In court today, attorneys for two of the three boys arrested in this case formally entered not guilty pleas, requested jury trials, and invoked discovery requiring prosecutors to turn over all evidence. They also argued their clients, Jones and Nunez, should not be in adult jail.
At this point, you have a 13-year-old kid sitting in jail, and me and I think my co-counsel, the lawyer for the co-defendant, we both will be fighting hard to get our clients out of jail.
Boy. So we got to talk about probably one of the wildest stories, if not the wildest story that I've ever covered on this channel, involving a bunch of teenage boys between the ages of 12 to 15 who are currently being charged as adults for attacking, raping a 12-year-old girl in the Miami area, right? The Overton neighborhood, okay? And the details about this rape are very, very, very gruesome. And for as disgusting as this story is, right? For as devastating as it is, the response from the family members of one of the teenage boys, well, again, 12, I guess, maybe teenager, maybe not, I don't know. But the response from the family members of some of these individuals is it's heartbreaking. It really is, right? It is shameful. It is probably some of the most disgusting stuff that I've ever seen in a long time, right? So, without further ado, let's get into this story, right? The gist of what happened here, and then we're going to get into, again, the most ghetto behavior that I've seen in a long time. So, let's go ahead and get into it.
A disturbing safety alert: a 12-year-old girl allegedly raped by three teenagers who are all being charged as adults. Local 10's Magdalena Luisa is live in Miami with distressing details. Magdalena.
Janice, this alleged crime happened in June, but it wasn't until this week a grand jury said these minors need to be charged as adults. This is why we are showing you their faces. Now, the details in this alleged crime are very disturbing. We want to warn you. Two middle school age boys and a 15-year-old boy are facing serious charges as adults in connection to a rape case involving a 12-year-old girl.
So you're 12 years old? You're 13 years old?
Police say the co-defendants, Nelson Nunez, Josiah Jones, and Xavier Tyson, all played a part in the crime that took place in an Overtown community garden in June.
You were indicted by a grand jury, transferred to from juvenile court to adult court. That's why you are here.
Police reports say the victim was leaving her friend's house when 13-year-old Nelson Nunez grabbed her, forced her on a couch inside the Greenhaven Community Garden, and raped her, while 12-year-old Josiah Jones and Xavier Tyson, who was 14 at the time, restrained her. Police say Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming.
Wow.
The victim says it went on for about 30 minutes, and the boys stopped when they heard her father calling her name. We've learned
when you hear stuff like that, right? When you're talking about a 12-year-old girl and you're talking about teenage boys doing something like that, you just got to stop and take a deep breath, right? Because it keeps you from getting really, really, really angry, right? Stories like this should never, ever, ever happen, because young boys should not be raised in a way that would make them do something like that, right? That type of behavior comes from being raised in a very, very, very bad environment, right? I can only imagine the reaction from the father, right? Apparently he was calling the name of his daughter, his 12-year-old daughter. I wonder how that went down, right? When the father found out that that is what was happening to his daughter. I can only imagine, right, how he must have felt. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, considering what allegedly happened here. I'm kind of surprised that the father didn't snap in ways that would have put him in jail.
Learned from the founders of the Community Garden Greenhaven Project, telling Local 10 the situation has been very saddening. They say the garden is closed off to the public outside of normal operating hours, and on that day, a construction company cut the side gate, which allowed for anyone to enter the garden. The organization said it extended support to the victim, adding, "We will always be here to support in the best way possible, and that our extension of love and resources will always be available to the victim and her family, which we very much cared for." Both the 12 and 13-year-old are at the West Detention Center, both of them being held there without bond. As far as Xavier Taylor, the 15-year-old, we have not seen that he has seen a judge just yet, but when he does, we'll update you on what happens there. And we have also reached out to everyone involved in this case, their representatives, and that includes the victim in this case, and we have not heard back from anyone just yet.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Now, I want to play a couple videos. The first video is of the father and his reaction. He's basically crying racism. He's upset that his 12-year-old son ended up being charged as an adult, that he's probably going to be in prison for the rest of his life, or for a long time. Okay, hopefully forever. Let's be real. Let's hope he gets life, right, at this point. And then the next video I'm going to play is a video of one of the boys' alleged aunt, right? And her reaction to this. And this should tell you everything you need to know about kind of why is it that these boys, did something like this, right? Again, it's all about the environment that these people, these kids, were raised in. Take a look.
This is a 12-year-old boy we're talking about. We're going to leave him in jail and put a life charge on a young man, a young black man that was visiting Miami. It was with the wrong two kids.
Marvin Jones's son, Josiah, is charged with battery and false imprisonment, charges related to the rape of a 12-year-old girl. A police report says the victim says his son, Josiah, held her down and put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming for...
He's savage. So he like, shit, you been talking about you wanted to do this to me. You finna, do me like this. So I guess he got aggressive with her, and she was like, oh no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna sleep with all of y'all. I'm only sleeping with him. So I guess whatever happened, while they was running the train on her, the lady who stayed upstairs must have on her way down to check her mail, or you get what I'm saying, drop her garbage or whatever, she seen them. Because how the building is made, where the lady who seen the kids, it's like right there, and the farm is right there. So you can look over her balcony and see everything was going on in the farm. So I guess she spotted them. So in the mix of her spotted them, she like, what y'all doing in there? So that's when she wanted to yell, y'all stop, y'all stop, y'all stop. But she went home. She never told her mama anything. Going on 2 days, she never told her mama anything. When the lady came to find out who daughter it was, she went and told the stepdaddy. So when the lady told the stepdaddy, that's when the little girl went to tell her mama. They dragged her from the park, they took her there, and they raped her. I ain't justifying nothing. Let me tell you something. I ain't finna sit here and read y'all comments. I got on here to check her. You gonna tell a story? Tell a story the right way. Don't get on here trying to make it seem like my nephew on a run or for none of that. Because if he get direct 5-2, he already got a lawyer. But I know at the end of the day, your daughter ain't telling the truth. Your daughter only pressing charges because you forcing her to press charges. Your daughter was never a virgin before she got touched. So what I'm supposed to sit here and say? All they ass need they ass whoop. I'm an old school mama. I beat ass. My oldest daughter, 19 years old, 20 years old. I don't play that. I'm not none of them mama that side with no child. When you right, you right. When you wrong, you wrong. I ain't justified what none of them did. But when you get on social media, you try to make it seem like, oh, it's just one side, when in reality you know the truth and it's not that side. That ain't gonna go down like that, especially when it comes to my family. How she know everything that happened and she wasn't there? Okay. Nobody got nothing to say? Like I said, exactly. Whether it's my nephew, right is right, wrong is wrong. I never justified what they did was right. At the end of the day, I told them they goofy. All y'all going at it that one look. It's plenty of little young girls out here that's fast. I didn't even fuck with my nephew for doing what he did because I got daughters too. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying they right what they did, but when y'all get on social media and trying to say certain things that's not true, I ain't finna sit there and let you say nothing about my nephew. He's not on no run. He has a court date. He goes in on the field. That's the reason why the news saying he's not getting charged as a juvenile. If anything, you heard her say in the beginning, the other little boy didn't get charged. That's the other little boy that she was having sex with before. So how y'all not gonna charge him? But y'all charging the rest. Y'all supposed to charge all of them that was there. It wasn't just them 3 there. It was about 5, 6, 7 boys in that field.
Yeah, I'm speechless. I am speechless. Now, that last individual, the aunt there, basically is claiming that the young girl that was assaulted, right, allegedly raped, that basically, she's basically arguing that, well, she was fast, right, aka, you know, she was. It's hard for me to even say this about a 12-year-old girl. Right, it's kind of crazy to think about. It's insane. But basically what this woman is saying is that the 12-year-old girl was promiscuous, right? And essentially it's her own fault that this happened. That's basically what she's trying to say in a nutshell. Now, I don't know what happened, right? I don't know, exactly how it went down because I wasn't there. What I do know is that if you raise your sons right, there's a good chance that they're not going to end up in this situation. I guess this is why you had a criminal justice system. This is why you have a trial, right? But regardless, if they are in fact guilty, okay, they should be sentenced like adults, right? There should be adult consequences for this type of adult behavior, right? Criminal behavior, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not sure if I would call assault and rape adult behavior, but sex is adult behavior for sure. Regardless, it's criminal to do something like this. And when you commit these type of serious crimes, right, adult crimes, there are adult consequences, right? There are serious criminal consequences for it. And, you know, if they actually did this, if all of these details are accurate, okay, then these don't seem like the type of individuals that can be rehabbed, right? I'm not a big believer in these type of individuals being changed, right? Because I believe that something has to be seriously wrong in your head to participate in a crime like this, right? I'm not a big believer in that. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm a believer in forgiveness, but I'm not naive. I'm not a sucker, right? I'm not a sucker. I'm not one of these people that is going to allow people who have proven to be violent or proven to be inherently violent, right? Or their behavior strongly suggests that they're inherently violent, that they can't help but to engage in violent behavior. I'm not one of these people that really believes that you can change them, right? Especially at a young age like this. This type of stuff is, you know, it's like I'm not sure what you do about this, right? These boys are already messed up if they will participate in a crime like this, especially, again, considering the details. Putting rocks in her mouth so that she stops screaming. Yeah, that is I'm not sure how you rehab that, right? How do you come back from that? So yeah, I mean, I definitely think that these young boys, if found guilty, should be locked up for a long time. I have no problem with life. I have no problem with it. You don't have to worry about it, right? We don't have to even worry about these individuals being put back on the street and potentially doing the same thing over again. We don't even have to worry about it, right? Done, right? Through. And I'm okay with that. And some people might say that's cruel, that, you know, they should get another chance. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe the boys who held her down, I don't know, right? Because I guess technically they didn't participate in, you know, actually penetrating her. But certainly the one that penetrated, yeah, he got to go, right? He got to go. He can't see the light.
Doesn't matter if they penetrated her or didn't penetrate. They was complicit in it. It's like you rob a bank. Somebody robbed the bank, and one person shoots that cop. You automatically liable for the charges of the cop being killed too. So those two boys are holding her down. It's all liable to get charged for as well. Either they did not penetrate her, they were still there holding her down, or the other one doing the job. Just like when you do a bank robbery and one of your co-workers or partners shoots a cop, you're going to get charged for the cop's murder as well. So they should get charged the same way. Even if the girl was having sex with one of the boys, don't matter. Okay, they was there helping that other boy hold her down. So therefore, in my opinion, they raped her as well. No matter if they had sex with her before or not, if you didn't involve there helping someone get raped, you automatically been doing the raping as well. Okay? It's just simple as that. I know that, you know that, all the countries do it. But these people want to call racism over this. I'm not mistaken, the girl is black too. So, why would a father call racism unless the girl is white? Then he'll try to say racism. But this is just my opinion. Say in the comments and vote what you think, okay? Have a nice day.